Welcome in, everyone. We are back with Sultan's Game by Double Cross and 2P Games. Here we are on the main menu screen because we have 59 fate points. 59. Plague! 1,000 bits, thank you so much. I didn't expect that from you. You naughty, naughty man. Appreciate it. But I have thrown down the gauntlet of Boulder Parchment Shears in my chat. I have thrown Boulder. Who will go up against me, I wonder? So this is what we can spend our 59 points on. If we'd had just 10 more, we could have had a nice amount. But we've got things that we can do. So, everything that happens, all the weal and woe, shall be your chips to tip the scale of fate. Fate points. Ooh, Plague. You threw shears. I crush them. Sorry. I give you 1,000 bits and then you boulder me like this? I do. If it makes you feel any better, Trav won against Boulder earlier with some paperwork, so the parchment has also been out to play and has destroyed. I don't know why, but Nightbot does not like to throw shears, so, you know, the audacity of Nightbot, I guess. Anyway, spend fate points to claim boons that may guide you closer to the secrets hidden within this tale. Resolve Sultan cards in-game or complete stories in 1001 Nights to gain fate points. You need to activate a boon to use it during your journeys. Boons are automatically activated upon purchase. You can only activate or deactivate boons when you start a new game. Once the story is in progress, the threads of fate can no longer be tampered with. So, this is the point where we're going to spend probably the majority of this stream reading through Fate's Ledger and finding out which boons we wish to take to make our next run not be quite so basic. First run, basic AF. We've earned Fate to play again and do different things. So, there's that. One of the most expensive cards is this one. An occultist card. The Glimpse of God. You can now see the God. This is both a stairway to ascend and a curse leading to infinite madness. It unlocks hidden stories and additional endings related to said God. Activating this feature ramps up both complexity and difficulty. Toggle at your discretion. So this is hard mode without being hard mode. Batteria is a cultist. The path to transcendence is revealed, not unearthed, and thus all who delve into the arcane or divine may be branded occultists, at least in theory. But you know that this woman is something else. Beneath her tattooed skin coils, an alluring darkness. We have met her before. This ups her to a bronze card as well. So, Glimpse of God, I'm going to pass on. I feel like this is a bad idea. Ooh, Winter Fairy, throwing out parchment again. It is too expensive. We'll benefit much more from other things. It just happens to be the top of the list. Do I know why? No. Diamond, let's see here. Diamond is unbreakable. A noblewoman who once partnered with you in the jewelry design business, you knew her to be skillful with both her hands and her heart, but you never expected that, even in times of peril, she would remain true to this partnership. Jenna, the jeweler. The jeweler can accumulate inspirations by attending the grand game, news in the bathhouse, and bookstore business. She can design accessories for you by consuming inspirations in methinks. We did not meet her. I do not know if she's not in the game until you buy her fate points or not, but she's definitely interesting. I don't think we quite need Jenna at this point in time, though. She'll be much more useful when we're chasing gods, I think. The gratitude of the seamstress, Malkina. Your family once supported a slave's career, making her a free woman. Now her daughter has come to repay the kindness. Seeing how downcast your house is, looking, she says that this will not do and whips out her makeup box. She's pretty, though. Malkina's mother once served as a slave and managed your family's tailor shop. In time, she earned her freedom and a share in the shop. Now bearing her mother's command, armed with golden needles, silver threads, and eyes for beauty, and hands touched by God, Malkina now has come to aid you in your mortal plight. So she is a seamstress. So if we want to build business, this is the way to go. And they give bonuses to, I guess, items and housing and stuff. I actually don't know what the rhyme or reason is for the actual cards, because you get down to less costing cards and then you go up again. So yes, it seems that diplomacy reigns supreme here, or by bureaucracy, depending. Also because it's something you'd want to toggle, so having it easy to find is good. That's fair. That's fair. So we also have blood is thicker than water. Your father mentioned this woman in his will. You know this beautiful dancer inherited a family estate because of your mother's and wife's disdain. You have not been close. Now, in your time of great need, she has come to your aid voluntarily. Arzuna the dancer. You've seen this name before, one that bears a resemblance to your own. Arzu and Arzuna. But only in your father's will, and now the dancer stands before you in the flesh. Her beauty is excessive, no doubt an inheritance from the woman who seduced your father. The likeness between you is faint, lingering only in the arch of her brows and the shape of her eyes. Half-sister, I'm assuming. A half-sister. Interesting. Well, we don't want that complication. Hassan, the final fair weather friend. Once you had many, many friends. Your wife called them all fair weather friends. Now you can proudly hold your head high, for at least one of them remains by your side. Hassan the poet with his little lamb. Hassan is a terrible friend. He pays no debt, shirks all work, drinks all day, and amuses himself with crude, base antics. Yet upon hearing your plight, he brought a dagger and moved into your front hall, managing 3 whole days without a drink. Aw. He is more than a fair weather friend. The chosen one, Lady Becky. His standing is little higher than yours as the Sultan's cherished little kitten. Each generation of Lady Becky is free to choose her own owner. Lady Becky the cat. This is why there are references to Lady Becky in the game even before you have the cat. Hassan also has a magic stat. Yes, I noticed that. 2 generations before the current Sultan, Lady Becky's ancestor was given the noble title for protecting a young prince from a venomous snake. The title has been passed down through 11 generations. Although no one takes it seriously, his nobility comes with full paperwork and all the legal force behind it. Additionally, he truly is a clever and beautiful kitten. We could get ourselves a cat, you guys. I would not be behind. I would not be down. I would not be unhappy with that. I love cats. I'm a cat girl. Old habits die hard. You swore if you touched his lucky boxes again, you would cut off your own hands. Clearly, you failed to keep your resolution. Used to trigger the fence. Unidentified stolen property. Interesting. So we might be able to fence property if we take this. Strength chaining. This will affect our main character himself. We use to weightlift 100 times per day. It has paid off. Physique +2. So this gets our physique at baseline stat 5 rather than 3. The next one gives us a baseline stat of charisma 4 rather than 2. The next one gives us a baseline stat of wisdom 3 rather than 1. After that, we have socialite, which gives us sociability 3 rather than 1. Looking for trouble gives us combat 4 rather than 2. Dark alley libertine gives us an actual stealth stat as a 2 right off the bat. Man versus wild gives us a survival stat of 2 right off the bat. So that we now have all of our stats up. And we are not a shitty person anymore. Because, like, we start off with just barely enough stats to survive. Let's be honest. We could also up the our lovely wife. Blue blood. Your wife's family is very prestigious, but she has put all that pomp and ceremony aside since marrying you. Now the circumstances have changed. She is prepared to give it her all, to use every ounce of her presence to help you overcome this trial. Your wife, a wise and respectable woman, while your marriage arranged by your late parents when you were still young lacks passion, it has proven to be a source of stability and peace. She has been steadfast as ever, even after this deadly game has caught you in its snares, never once expressing a desire to leave you, though occasionally you hear her sigh. I believe this ups her to a gold level card. So she's no longer silver, she is gold after this boon is activated, I believe. Or is she or maybe this makes her silver. I forget. Was she bronze before? Actually, I think this makes her a silver card. Not a gold card, a silver card. So all the stat ups are worth considering. Yes, they are. You really like Hassan? Hassan is fun. We did find him in the game. He came and helped us at one point. He's very fun. All right. Fortune adds 5 cards, 5 gold to your starting hand. So you can have more money at the start. I believe that a fortune can be taken multiple times, which means you can have, I think, up to 15 or 20 gold in your starting hand, which is pretty nice and it's pretty cheap. Now we're getting into stuff over people. There's the Lucky Amulet. The character equipped with this accessory gains 1 reroll once per check. It is an accessory that gives 2 wisdom and a reroll. That's pretty lucky. There's also the Regeneration Amulet. The character equipped with this accessory automatically heals wounds after each ritual and gives 2 physique just for wearing it. Nice accessory. Both silver level accessories. There is, of course, a gold level accessory, which is twice as expensive. Character equipped with this accessory need only attend the grand game once per week to ensure the Sultan's approval. And it gives 3 charisma just for wearing it. She was bronze, you silver, her bronze. Okay, so this would make her silver on silver with us. So now we can improve our admirer. You knew he was of extraordinary origin, but you did not expect him to be the son of a lord. So Faraj is a minor noble son as a bronze card. We can upgrade him to being a silver card with the silver card stats. So that he is a much more powerful card as well. Similarly, uniquely talented slave. In case you decide to take the 3 slaves route, your main slave is Aziz. He is a stone level slave. If you take him originally, he becomes bronze in this and adds some combat to his ability and some physique. Robust male slave responsible for various heavy labors in your household. After hearing about your ordeal, Aziz immediately smashed through a large stone using his forehead, his only trick. So you can upgrade your starting, the main either or of your starting people, your starting followers, essentially. The Bath VIP card. Wow, you and your wife really love the bath. The balance on this card could last a lifetime, especially if your game ends poorly. Use the card to bathe for free. It also allows non-noble allies to the bath. So this is the way that you can make going to the baths far more profitable, because you'll always be able to send someone to the bath and it will not cost you anything. So there is that. It is 20 though, like it is an extensive fate investment, as is the bookshop loyalty card. The bookshop owner only gives bookshop loyalty cards to true book lovers. Just return the book after reading. Use this card to buy books at the bookstore for free. So this is a heavy fate. Both of these are heavy fate drop, but it saves you cash in the long run. So there's something to consider. I mean, we do have 59 points. We haven't picked anything yet. Ancestral armor upgrade. If you take the ancestral armor as part of your opening stat stuff, it upgrades it from, I believe, a stone 2 a silver. You prayed to your ancestral armor. To your surprise, it actually responded. And you get 3 physique in 1 combat rather than the one physique it gives you originally for 10 fate. That's not a bad deal. But that's only if you know you're going to actively take it as one of your starting options. The Magician's Boon. Expensive. You've played this game so many times, occasionally the magician will let you secretly replace one of the Sultan's cards. He won't remember anyway. 5 additional times per game. So, essentially this allows you to have the ability to trade cards in extra times. We are not finding a problem with this yet because we're not even playing multiple Sultan cards in one turn yet. So I'm not going to worry about the Magician's Boon, but it's interesting. Especially if you've played it a lot and you have a ton of these fate points. Blessing of the Stars, also very expensive. The stars have watched your games countless times. Occasionally, the constellations will turn back time for you. You receive 5 additional chances to return to the previous turn per game. No effect on easy difficulty. So if you're playing on higher difficulties, you get a gold card that is 15 magic, but at the same time, you also get the ability to restart the day or the restart to the previous day and redo what you just did that did not turn out well. We've done it a couple of times, but I tend to go with whatever's going on. So this Blessing of the Stars, not that big a deal for us yet. It's expensive. Secret Twins. You were born in a time of turmoil. For certain considerations, your parents hid the fact that they have given birth to a pair of twins. Everyone thinks that you are one person, and for all intents and purposes, you are. United in mind and soul, bound in life and fate. A twin who is quite literally a copy of you, so there are 2 of you to do things. This one, we could really seriously consider. Oh boy. It is expensive, though. It does give us way more options. Our wife has to deal with the fact that there are 2 of us. Additional properties. Those who inherit vast estates always live more comfortably. Would you like to be such a person? The vacant mansion you require after resolving the occupiers is yours, I believe, at the beginning, or very easily acquired. Not a twin, 2 of you. Some actions can only be done by you. Now you can do 2 of those per turn. That's huge. Yeah, exactly, Trav. But our dear perfect wife then has to deal with the 2 of us. Stone Sultan cards. 4 extra Sultan cards of the Stone tier are added to the Magician's box. She knew you would fall in love with this game. So if you want to add more easy tier stuff, you can. It's not even that expensive. I don't care. I feel like there's too many Stone cards to begin with. But that does change the balance of when certain tier of cards roll up, because then you have 4 stone cards per type, 2 of everything but gold and 1 of gold. So it does change the balance of the game if you add the Stone Sultan cards in. I don't think I'm at a point where I need that extra complexity. A Renown card. Ooh. Before the game began, Maggie made a hefty donation to the Purist Order in your name. You can remind people of that anytime through Methinks. This card will boost your renown. So this directly affects the coins at the top of the screen. You can get automatic renown right off the bat of some amount. You can do that with infamy and notoriety and influence and insight. That's what the last options here are. Interesting. I think for a second run, we should worry more about upgrading ourselves and the people that we will be directly taking versus taking any of the bigger things. Even the twin one, even Secret Twins. As much as I like Secret Twins, it's expensive, and we've got so many more things that could use a boost before that. I would much rather have Lady Becky than Secret Twins at this point, but, like, Let's upgrade ourselves, our wife, and whatever follower we're going to take next, if we can manage it. I think that's kind of where we should go for our second run, so that we are at a better state to even push forward and get perhaps a different ending. No clue if you saw this, but you could just get Bath VIP and upgrade your wife a bunch and have her keep attending the bathhouse for free. I did see this, Plague, yes. I could have anyone go to the bath. Like, it's not just... Where is it? It's not just my wife for free. It's also non-noble allies. It's anyone. I can just send anyone to the bath, and I always have the bathhouse open. I can always go to the bookstore and get them for free. Up until he runs out of books. Like, these are powerful, but they're also expensive, fate-wise. So, that's why I'm like, maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Everything is helpful, but... yeah. I remember her being pretty good at getting info there last time. It's because it really depends on how you stat out your characters. The bathhouse is that you need charisma and sociability to go to the bathhouse. The more charisma and sociability skills you have on whoever you send there, the more dice they have to roll, the more successes they can have, and therefore the higher level information that they can acquire from the bathhouse. That's pretty much how that works. But the balance of that is that there are optional events that roll up on your map from you going to the bathhouse and learning about them. So that is kind of how that works. That's the rub, is every time you go to the bathhouse, there's another extra task that you might have to do, or might have to keep an eye on, etc. and so on. So the bathhouse is very powerful. Let's upgrade our main dude and our wife and see where we end up. So I'm gonna give him all the stat boosts because having him be not shit is great. Strength training, yes. Beauty, yes. Overthinker, yes. Socialite, yes. Looking for trouble, yes. Dark alley libertine, yes. Man versus wild, yes. Now he is statted. This man's statted. We're at 32. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Stats, just boof. We got them. Very nice. Our wife being upgraded is gonna be 10. We're now at 22. But our wife is now silver tier royalty. Like, this woman, our wife. Howsoever, this is upgraded. We could have her be a gold card. Noble bloodline. It is said your wife's family once married into the royal house. As time passed, this has become nothing but a vain joke, but now you burn the midnight oil studying the genealogy for anything that can be turned to your advantage. We could make her a gold card, guys. I don't think this is necessary for right now. Her being on our silver level is gonna be good enough, honestly. But she could be the reason, we could literally make her the reason why gold carnality is, no big deal. No big deal. We could make her very powerful. I actually would prefer to get some money. Money is good. And I do like Faraj. I like having 2 nobles at the very beginning. Aziz is great, but he is not a noble. He is merely a slave and a follower, so he can run the errands, but he can't actually go to the bathhouse or go to court for us. And that having someone who can do those things early is so nice. So I'm probably not going to take the slaves option. I would much rather improve the admirer. And if I improve Faraj, I cannot make my wife gold. But I've already made her silver. That's going to be powerful. Very powerful. Look at her. She's so powerful. Our wife. She's perfect. The most beautiful woman in the world. We adore her. So, do I upgrade Faraj? Do I take one of the amulets, the silver amulets, not the charisma one? If I do any of that, I cannot take either of the VIP cards. I could upgrade the armor instead if we want to go more martial this time. Or do we get something a little more interesting? Like Lady Becky. I would like some money. Like, I've got enough points here that I can take one level of money. Or I could go all in on the money. Having early money is a boon. You want someone with good sociability and charisma is kind of our wife. It's easy to get her that way. She only starts with charisma and wisdom. She needs wisdom and sociability to run the household. She needs charisma and sociability to go to the bathhouse. But it's not hard to actually put sociability on her, to be quite frank. And she already has support for us in court, obviously. However, if our wife is already good at talking and we are also pretty stacked, having a really strong slave wouldn't be bad in the beginning, who can just punch things. I mean, we already punch good. Like, we already punch good. We already punch good. We don't really need somebody to punch for us. Aziz gets 4 physique and 2 combat, but again, he's a slave. That's his tag, which means that even with the follower tag, all he can do is go to the bookstore and not actually influence anyone who shows up at the bookstore. He can go out on adventures with us and kick butt, but so can Faraj. And he's got the noble tag, sociability, charisma, and wisdom. Like, he's just more, and you can throw combat on him like easy peasy from a piece of equipment. You know, like, I just think that having an all nobility squad kind of works in our favor. Having 3 slave followers could get us a lot of stuff done. One of them upgraded where our noble dude was last run would be a pretty nice set. Did you get the physique one up for yourself? Yes, I've done all of them. See? It doesn't, when I click on the card, it only shows you how he is upgraded for that specific slot. But I've done all of them. He's got the survival, the stealth, the combat, the sociability, the wisdom, the charisma, and the physique. All of it. He's strong. He's charismatic. He's wise. He's social. He's combative. He's stealthy. He's survive. And wife is silver. I got them all. That's what we have. It would also just be interesting to have Mr. Aziz because he's different from Faraj. I mean, that's fair. If we want to go with the three slaves route, Aziz would be the one to upgrade. He becomes a bronze. The other 2 will be a stone. It means that right off the bat, we have 5 people for running around, but only 2 of which are noble, who can go do the noble things, which means you have to balance them between the court, the bathhouse, and the noble slot for the house. Because you can have 1 noble and 1 non-noble running the house stuff. The 3 slaves that you get are not social wisdom people, so throwing them into the house, not necessarily that great until you have the books to teach them how to be better at those stats. He's only 2 fate points cheaper to upgrade than Faraj, who can do any of the 3 noble slots on top of any of the other ones that you would send Aziz and company to. I'm just saying. But if we did take him, we could do more cash, yes. If we upgrade either of them, we cannot do any of the 20-point options or above, is the thing. That's really all that it's knocking us out of. We could technically get both of them if we wanted to. I just wanted to have a little extra cash at the beginning. I don't necessarily need all of the cash. I'm pretty sure you click it once and just like Maggie, another option opens up that you can then click again. So, do we want all the cash? That is the question. Here, I'll prove it. We'll take at least one cash. Look, we have another cash. How much of the cash do we want? This is 5 gold in our starting hand that we wouldn't otherwise already have. Yes, unfortunately, between these two, it's either or. But right now, we could get one or the other and the ancestral armor. We would not be able to get either of the cards. Or we could take a card instead and not worry about upgrading these guys. I don't know. Alright, somebody do pros, somebody do cons. I would still say Bath, honestly. You make a good case, Plague. Remember, once these choices are done, we are locked into them until we earn more points. Until our third run. If we even get that far. If we even have one. Send one of your spare slaves to essentially live in the bathhouse, freeing your wife up to run the house. You do other stuff and have 2 slaves available for other jobs. Not a bad setup. Well, if I upgrade Aziz right now, I cannot get the bath card. If I take the bath card, I do not have the ability to upgrade Aziz. We can still take him. He'll just be stone. It'll be fine. But they are good, but you can always get followers to fill their roles. However, the Bath VIP will last the whole run, and you can't really get anything of a similar effect in the game other than being crazy rich. It is true, we will spend less on the bathhouse and always be able to send someone to it. We will still spend money on books, but we don't always have to spend money on books if we don't want to, so... Alright, I'm taking this. That's it. That's all the fight points. This is where we stand. We have upgraded ourselves. We've upgraded our wives. We've taken a little bit of money. We have the VIP card for the bathhouse. It is time to begin another run. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the conversation. Ad starts in about 30 seconds for those that's relevant to. Probably no one in my chat currently, but you never know. We have completed the tutorial before. Do we skip it? Yes, we do. We do not need that darn tutorial. So now we must decide easy, normal, hard. And hard is not a correct answer. So easy, like we were before, or normal. So that it's slightly more difficult now that we've got better stats. Yep, Skype will no longer exist after today. I believe that it's been rolled into Microsoft Teams. So if you want the Skype experience, that is where you go. So long, Skype. You served people well. Normal is fun, plus Hassian as a narrator sounds rad. I don't believe he does narrate at all. It's just the person they use to... I don't know. It's just the person they use to represent this level. So with Maggie, we had 60% success rate for our dice rolls, which meant that we didn't fail quite all that often. We had the ability to rewrite back to the previous day an unlimited number of times. we had the ability to exchange 3 Sultan cards each week, which was very helpful, getting the right card sometimes. And we initially got 3 gold success die. For normal, the stories are 50% success rate. So, yes, Trav, it can call people's phones. I have used it to call people's phones before when I had to use Microsoft Teams for work, when I had a normal corporate job. On occasion, Mutton Stove consumes a manuscript, prompting Hassian to retell the tale. You can rewind up to 10 times. So essentially, we are limited in how many times we can re-roll the day. We didn't even use that feature 10 times, so this isn't a problem for us. Howsoever, we can only exchange 1 Sultan card each week. Just 1. So if we don't like the current one, we've got 1 do-over on that one, and we're stuck with whatever we get for a week. Yeah. I am aware. Teams is horrible. And then we get 1 less automatic success gold die as well. So that is the difference between easy mode and normal mode. Whereas we've played 1 round of easy mode because our stats were low and we were just getting to learn the game. We've learned the game enough that we could probably run on normal mode, but we will find it to be a difficulty scale up. That's for sure. So, easy or normal? What do we want? Do we want to lean in more for the story, for the funsies? Or do we want to struggle a little bit, guys? Are you excited to see me struggle and cuss and get mad and yell at the game? We aren't doing Magician hard mode. I'm not suicidal yet. What do we want, chat? Maggie or Hassian? Or Hassan? Hassan. Maggie or Hassan? I love our lovely life. She is a goddess. She is everything. She is wonderful. But Hassan is our poetic friend with his silly little lamb. Struggling adds to the story. You're playing the Sultan's game. It's meant to be tough. I mean, just wait till I get back to Darkest Dungeon 2, Plague. You've seen me struggle through that. Oh god, did I struggle. I am terrible at that game. I really am. I have no instinct for tactics and min-maxing or anything. I'm just like, let's try things. Oh, we died. But if you want to see me struggle, Plague, I'll do it just for you. I can probably afford the jump. Yeah, I probably can. Alright, you guys. It's time for Hassan mode. Your story begins. How will you end this Sultan's game? Will you win by drawing all the cards like the Sultan himself, or do we change our name? Do we go from Arzu to something else? Here is where the things get interesting. Dennis. How middle Americana of you, Plague. Dennis? Really? We have this gorgeously 1001 Arabian Nights themed game. You want to go by Dennis? The Menace? Arzu is a very good name. It is rooted in Turkish. It conveys the meanings of desire or wish. Very fitting for this game. I do like it. But it is the stock name for a reason. Jim Bob. Are we from Alabama now, Plague Dr. Man? Jim Bob, really? You laugh that I always choose the name Bob, so why don't I reverse it? Totally different name by just reversing the order of the deliverer. You get Bob. You just get Bob. No matter what you do, you get Bob. I can't even pronounce that one, Plague. Something pronounceable. I have to talk about this man all the time. Wayne June. No. No. Your redneck is showing, Plague. I don't even know if you are a redneck. I don't even know where you live. It's still showing. Wang Chung? I mean... Do I want a Wang Chung tonight? I don't know. This is a Chinese game development company that's making this game. Do we want a Wang Chung tonight? I can at least pronounce that one. I just said Wayne June because it's the guy who voiced the narrator in Darkest Dungeon. Ah, yes. May that man be at peace. Was it him or was it somebody else? There is, like, someone who narrates a game that has passed away recently, and it was very sad. I was being silly. I mean, Winter Fairy, you're always very, very silly. Really, Plague? You gonna make him that guy? The only time Guy is a hilarious name is when it's played by Ryan Reynolds. I'm just saying. Majdi from Majada, To Be Glorious. I mean, I have kids. I gotta be silly. Yeah, absolutely. With kids, you gotta have a sense of humor, and it's gotta be weird. Because kids. Basso? I'm gonna go with Trav's idea. I think his is best. And it's not just because I love Trav the most. Though arguably it might be that. You come from a noble family that has served the Sultan for generations. Please choose your family's origin. I believe we went with merchant family before. So do we want a traditional noble family, which gives us an immediate 3 influence? Or do we want a military family and that non-upgraded bronze-leveled ancestral armor that probably isn't that great and we will replace almost immediately? Why did I say Basso? Well, because it's also part of Rex's names. You want the influence, huh, Plague? Gotta get into that prison early. That's fair. Influence is nice. Raise it fast and we can earn followers. It's true. It's true. It's so good. All right. Noble influence it is, because we already have a starting 5 gold. Let's go. Choose the personal ability you are most proud of. Do we give ourselves a little more sociability and charisma? They are currently at a 3, I believe. Do we give ourselves a little more combat and physique? That would make a physique 6 and combat 5, I believe. Or do we give our mind more wisdom? If I remember correctly, our upgraded wisdom is currently a 3, so that would give us a 5. Or Yeah, I believe that's where it trickles down. I cannot click on his card to check while we're in this screen. There's no accessing any of the information. Words to kiss folks. Influence is nice. So words, strength, or mind, and Plague has already said words. Like, you can't go wrong with any of them. It's just a matter of what you want to prioritize. Maggie is social. Are we taking slaves? If so, we need to be the one who goes to court. So that's wisdom. Court is not influenced by anything but support or opposition. Court, it does not matter what stat your stats are, so long as you have enough support stat to meet or overcome the opposition stat. So we start with 1 support, our wife starts with 1 support. Our noble follower, if should we take that part, which I believe is the next choice, has 1 support. Any other followers that we can influence who talk at court can do stuff. If we gain them as an actual follower, usually they have 0 opposition rather than whatever they had. So in this case, it does not matter for court. It matters whether you want sociability and charisma for the bathhouse, combat and physique for all of the more physical conquest capable challenges, or wisdom for reading more books. That is kind of how these stat boosts are going to reflect the entirety of your run. And yes, they're useful in various other places and challenges, but it really just depends on, you know, words is more for the bathhouse and your manor house upkeep. Strength in combat is for especially the duels, but also conquests and bloodshed cards. Mind is definitely, the higher your wisdom, the more books that you will be able to actually read, because some of them have wisdom requirements. So that is really where these stats fall in line, regardless of what they're used for in the wider breadth of the game. So whether we take the noble assistant or the slave the slave's 3 option, what do we specifically want to specialize in for our run? That is the question. And remember, it gets very tricky for our main character to read books, because if he's reading a book that turn, he is not able to do any fucking thing else. Which is really annoying, by the way. You'd say wisdom anyway? Wisdom will allow us to up our magic stat through books. So that's kind of where it needs to be anyway. Alright, wisdom for our mans. He's gonna be wise. Alright. Conservative old bloods are keen to keep slaves to show their authority, whereupon open-minded young nobles, influenced by progressive ideals, tend to form cliques between themselves. Which type are you? Last time we were progressive and we got Faraj. This time we could be conservative and have Aziz and 2 more. What do we want? We have made different choices, which means that our run is going to run a little differently. What do we want, chat? You tell me. Three slaves it is. We'll see how Aziz and friends run. What do you love most about your wife, who has always accompanied you? Do we want her to have a point more of physique and a point of combat? A point of wisdom and a point of sociability, which is the 2 things you need for running your household? Or a point of physique and a point of charisma? Charisma and sociability is what you need to send her to the baths all the time. And remember, we can send anyone to the paths, so. Where do we want to boost our wife? Knowing that she's already a silver card and boosted from that alone. I have no access to what her stats are in this moment. We will find out afterwards. I cannot click on her portrait and find out, so. Wisdom, maybe? I think wisdom and sociability is where we set her before. It's not a bad play. Like, it is very strong play, because it means that whether she goes to the bathhouse or heads up the household for our money making each round, she's going to be good at it. Actually, I think we might have gone with beauty before, honestly. Plague! That is 1,500 bits that you have gifted me this week. You are already #1 on the bits board for the week. Maybe slow it down. Save some for next week. Goodness gracious, it's only Monday. Somebody got paid recently, clearly. You've been #1 for most weeks, honestly. You don't have to go quite that hard. Surely I'm not the only streamer that you follow and could be supportive of, but I do appreciate your support regardless. Thank you so much. Don't think me chastising you is me not appreciating everything you're doing. I appreciate it deeply. I just understand that, you know, you have to pay your own bills too. I'm the only person you watch? Now I'm special. Jeez Louise. What is this? Just Fluster and spoil May Day? Because, like, it's not even my birthday, man. We're not even close to my birthday yet. Terrible, Plague. They're terrible. And, you know, if you're in the US, you should have already done your taxes. Just saying. Okay, we'll go with wisdom. The Sultan considers selecting a player as part of the game itself, forcing you to participate in these cruel games on his behalf. He pardons any possible crimes you might commit while resolving a Sultan card, such as murder, adultery, robbery, and hoarding troops. Not out of mercy, but out of expectancy for a performance of a lifetime. Remember, you have only 7 days to break a Sultan card, and you'll find yourself just but another victim of this wicked game. Yeah. Everyone pays taxes. Time to choose a card. Remember, we have only one redraw, so... Bronze Extravagance. Actually, we can totally do Bronze Extravagance. This is how we are at. We have a Bronze Extravagance. That's not bad for a starting card. It's not any of the golds. Even though it is the first day of this game, we can definitely afford a bronze. All right. Jeez Louise, Plague. Half a year. Yes, 6 months. Congrats. Thank you for subscribing to me for half a year now. Wow. Wow. You started in spooky season. I know, because we're only in spring. All right. You drag your weary body from the court. The courtiers silently watch you, some relieved they aren't the ones advising the Sultan, some secretly delighted in your misfortune, and some genuinely sympathize with you. But none of that matters anymore. You are embroiled in the Sultan's game, with the cards in your hand burning like coals. You have 7 days to break it. After that, you'll draw the next card, and the struggle will continue. And the next, and the next, and so on. The carriage traverses the city to your residence, the bustling market, steaming bathhouse, and the comings and goings of people receding behind, I should say. Soon you return home, where your wife, already informed of the news, stands waiting at the door. You walk quickly to embrace her. You are still alive, and life must go on. The grand game has appeared. News in the bathhouse has appeared. Managing the estate has appeared. Only 7 days left. We can merge and split them. Here we are. We have 3 influence, 2 gold die. We've even gained a couple of things. This is the story of a courtier who's drawn power from his fate to venture forward. Accept their generous boons, they shall make your game easier. And this is the fate of a courtier who's drawn power from his fate. Yes, so we've collected both 1 and 5 boons in the process of things, and have earned ourselves a couple of fate points. Can't make use of them until the next run, but here we are. Here is the board as it stands. The grand game in managing the estate will resolve regardless of whether we do anything with them or not. This is all we have. This is the entirety of everything we have right now. So let's get to know Aziz. He is our slave. He has 3 physique, a charisma, a wisdom, and 2 survival. He's a slave, a male, and a follower. And he has an animal handling slot in thing. We also have Zephyr, another of our slaves. Fastest on his feet amongst your slaves, he is responsible for running errands. He knows all the streets in the city. 2 physique, a charisma, a wisdom, and 2 stealth versus Aziz's survival. And then there's Inal, a female slave who came as dowry with your wife. She is an excellent cook and literate, a rarity among slaves. A 1 physique, 1 charisma, 2 wisdom, and 1 survival. Throw some money into methinks? Sure. These little cuties are indispensable everywhere. Hunting game. A successful hunt not only brings you prey, but also prestige and connections. The more successes, the greater rewards. Failure will not have negative effects. It runs on survival. Our survival is 2. Our wife's got none. Aziz also has 2 survival. Some things can help you find prey as well. Bukavi, welcome in. Somebody has thrown Boulder. I believe Winter Fairy has thrown Boulder. Can also throw an information into methinks every turn, like gold. Interesting. My favorite character is definitely the methinks box. He's so silly. Ah, Plague has thrown shears again. Methinks is very fun. He's got quite the dry wit. So we do have this extravagance card. Who is at court? Fatuna is at court, as is Zazie. Fatuna is a little bit of opposition, so we need to send somebody to court, and we have 2 people who can go. Her husband passed away recently, and her only son, still young. Now, like vultures, her relatives close in on her. She's a wealthy widow, but she is still a widow. And she doesn't like us yet. Just survival? We may as well send Aziz then to free you up. I mean, I think I have to go to court. Which means that Aziz goes here, but we have nothing to send as something to help. Failure has no negative effects, so it's not a big deal, but here we go. The bathhouse requires charisma and sociability, of which our wife has a little bit of each. So we can send her here. We'll have 4 dice overall, and I think we will need at least 1 to gain anything. So hopefully that happens. Somebody needs to go to the bookstore. Zaki is at the bookstore, but we will not be able to shift his thought process for us. She has wisdom, but no sociability. He has only a single wisdom. He will not be able to influence Zaki at all, but he can buy a book. Yes, it does let you send non-nobles to the bath, but the stats of the bathhouse is what matters. We don't have followers that have high enough stats to gain anything of use out of the bathhouse if we don't send anyone but our wife. That is the problem. And then that just leaves Inal at the estate with her 2 wisdom and no sociability to try to make us money. Now, I could send Inal to the bathhouse and our wife to the house for money-making purposes, but I would prefer a higher level of information at this point than the money. This is everybody made useful. Is it the most min-maxed version of everybody made useful? No, but it is what we got. So, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and they, them monarchs. This is what we got. Let's end the day and see what happens. We're in normal mode now. No easy ride. Yes, frequent appearances in the palace are as necessary as water and air are to the living. Missing a friend only loses some benefits, but missing an enemy means not knowing the words that escape their lips into the Sultan's ear. The nobles bigger like street ruffians, scrambling for food before their master. This is exactly what the Sultan wants to see. Palace intrigues have made the Sultan somewhat weary. Sending someone there has at least one benefit. You receive useful intelligence in real time. Walking in the Sultan's palace feels like breaking through cobwebs, moving through the gaze of the ministers. In this game, more and more things entangle you. The warm flow of water soothes your tense nerves. In these moments of fatigue and relaxation, people are always more likely to let slip their secrets. Here, you can gather all kinds of rumors, as well as tales of unrest, often dismissed by nobles with disdain. Stories of bandits, adventurers, and demons. If something or someone hasn't been discussed in the bathhouse, it just doesn't exist. It's time to test your charisma and sociability. 2 out of 4, that's not bad. The sauna is crowded with people trying to talk to you. There's no need to pour water on the copper basin anymore. We got a bronze opportunity from that. If we had gotten 3 successes, it might have been a silver. During your conversation with everyone, you unexpectedly learn about a matter that needs attention. The stares of people pierce your exposed skin. Even soaking in warm water, you can feel them, like a fisherman's thrown spears and ropes. When you rise from the pool, there is a feeling of more and more things tugging and pulling at you, like a voyaging ship pulling at the whale it is hunting. People are still willing to come under your roof and share words, promises, and opportunities. A nod, a word, shared, a handshake. Nobles need not labor to make a living. Unfortunately, we have 2 dice, and 3 successes will yield the highest returns. We will get some amount of money, assuming we throw any successes at all. Ooh. Full successes. 3 gold. Gold is not the most important thing that matters. What matters is that you are still respected. Something noteworthy has happened. A noble presents the Sultan with a strange beast. It has the head of a deer, the body of a leopard, and the tail of a pheasant. Sultan is very intrigued by the creature and asks how you interpret it. Do we tell him it's a deception? Because clearly it's stuffed. Do we tell him that this is a good omen? Or do we tell him that this is a bad omen? This is an event we've never had before, chat. So what do we do? A bad omen cause funny? Alright. I'm very well thought out today. Indeed, Plague. You are just a diamond mind today. Good omen, it's a completely new creature. Alright, I have a vote for good, I have a vote for bad. Does anybody else want to be a tiebreaker here on whether or not this is a deception, a good omen, or a bad omen? As a strange beast with the head of a deer, the body of a leopard, and the tail of a pheasant. My ankle got crumped this Monday. It makes sense, I'm a bit off my game. Yes, you have hurted yourself. Recently. Yeah, I remember you telling us that right before my stream, you stepped on stairs wrong and it went badly for you. Is it still hurting you? Did you wrap it up? Have you kept off of it? Have you iced it down today? Plague? You gotta be careful with yourself. Do you need to go get crutches? 2025 is not looking to be your year. You have been plagued with the plague, and now with damages to the body. It doesn't hurt, but I can't walk on it. Are you using crutches to get around? Do you need to go to the doctor? Are you at least using something as a cane or mobility assistance? I went to urgent care and was waiting for 5 hours only for them to tell me to do what I was already doing. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. This is a bad omen. The grave expression, you told the Sultan that a leopard-bodied bestiary always heralds bloodshed within the palace, and that only by burning it could the disaster be averted. Thus, flames arose in the palace square, the stench of burning flesh lingered. You breathed in a sigh of relief, having noticed that the beast was sewn together. Yet a chill climbed your spine. Perhaps it was an illusion, but in the thick smoke, the beast's eyes seemed to open, staring intently at you. Insight 1! Oh, going to the bookstore. The Angler isn't the largest bookstore in town, but it's certainly the most refined and oldest one. If you're willing, you can surely find some good books there. Buying books is much easier than reading them. Ava's diary right off the bat? Shit. The book in your hand piques others' interest. If you need at least 2 successes. If you are both nobles, the requirement reduces by 1. We've got 2 die. Or no, we have a single die. So we cannot, even if we get a success, this is going to be a failure, but it is what it is. Alas, your fleshy tongue, aloof, proper communication skills, preventing a deeper pry. This could be reworked to something along the lines of, alas, your fleshy tongue stumbles through the proper communication skills, preventing a deeper conversation. Essentially what it's saying. In the past, bookstores used to be places of escape, filled with stories and fiction. Now you are at the center of a story, seeing only metaphors and satire in every page, reminding you of the absurdity and lack of compassion in reality. Hunting game. A successful hunt not only brings you prey, but also prestige and connections. Draw the bowstring, hold your breath. You need at least 1 success. The more successes, the greater the reward. We have 2 die and 2 successes. That's as great of the reward as we can get. Hard to say what use these small animals are, but at least it was not a wasted trip. We got a gold coin, though. We basically made our money back. Flyer. We have the best girls here. Welcome to have fun. House of Delights. House of Delights is on the table, starting off with Jununa. The very popular stone prostitute. Juna is beautiful, but lacks a certain poise. This means she cannot charge as much, which, for many patrons, works just fine. The other prostitutes think she's wasting her potential, but they do not know what she wants. She is a 2 gold spend. You are the only person who can go, and you can use a Carnality, or Bloodshed, or Extravagance card here, if you like. So, technically the House of Delights resolves regardless, but it resolves on its own sort of timetable. Now we have things to move in other sections. So I tend to put my information on the second line and my books in the third. Just so that it's not so much out of sight, out of mind, but like, so that they're not in the way. We did get Opportunity, which is Stealth and Survival, and Mystique, which is Charisma Magic. Ava's Diary gains somebody 3 sociability. So, we could give our wife 4 sociability. We also could give Inal any sociability, which would help her make us money at our house. And then she would be the slave that always does the house chores. Because she would have wisdom and sociability, which is what the house, the managing the estate requires. The bathhouse requires charisma and sociability. The estate requires wisdom and sociability. And she by herself cannot actually make any more than 3 gold coins. 0 to 3 gold coins. So, they added an auto sort function so you can assign categories in that screen. They did. I've not played with that yet. This is intelligence, please. This is reading material. This is conviction. Others. Nope, don't want that there. Equipment. This can also be astronomy. Let's see here. Character, troop, coin, cards, others. Conviction and equipment, reading material, intelligence, astronomy. All right, that will help a lot. Thank you for the tip, Rukavi. I had not explored that. Now things will sort out and I don't have to do it manually. Awesome. That makes me happy. Shit gets wild later. Okay, we've opened up Snake Valley. Snake Valley requires physique, survival, and wisdom. Aziz has physique and survival. Zephyr has, and a little bit of wisdom. Zephyr has physique and wisdom, but no survival. Inal has physique, wisdom, and survival. So if we wanted to, like, have our slaves hunt the snakes, we could do that. We obviously have far more of all of that, but we don't have enough hands to do everything, so we have to prioritize what's important. Iman is speaking in the court, and Sadani is here as well, but she does not care one way or another about our existence. He does not like us. So we need someone to go to court, period, the end. We've got 2 people who can go to court. Gaining books early is good. Fatuna is there. It would be helpful if we made her less of a problem. Anyone can go to the bathhouse, but again, depends on, like, Inal is the closest. We have a book that will help our sociability right off the back. That you don't even need wisdom to read. You just need to read the book. So that is one more thing that can be done. And that would help both the managing of the estate and the bathhouse. Somebody needs to manage the estate or we make no money. We can skip the bathhouse and the bookstore if we want to. The early moves are hard, man. I feel like I don't have enough hands. I'm so used to having like a whole slew of people to go do things. Not having enough people is my experience so far, and now having too many people has been my experience by the end of the last run, and now I have not enough. Even with 5, I have not enough. Improving in all sounds like a smart move. Upgrading those 3 ASAP to make them useful will pay off in the long term. The extra followers make it a good start for your first couple of playthroughs. I like Iman. Is it just because they're really hot? Maybe. She is hot, yes. And she will take no shit. Guaranteed. Yeah, I have 5 people and like 6 things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a book. 5 people, 6 things to do. And they're not... And these 3 aren't even very well statted to doing the 6 things that I have to do. One of which is a thing that could use 2 people. Well, we have to go to court because we cannot let the slander grow. And he will slander us. Make no mistake. I want somebody to read this book. Now, it would work well for Maggie. She only has 1 sociability. That would give her a sociability of 4. That would be a huge upgrade for her. But Inal has 0 sociability and probably will be the one who runs our household. We need her to have more dice to make us more money. So she needs to go here and get 3 sociability so that she will make us consistent money at our house. This is what we need. This does mean that our wife must run the estate today to make us money. No bathhouse for her. Now, out of the rest of these, charisma and wisdom, Aziz has a 1 and Zephyr has a 1. I would very much like another book.
What?
He does not have enough wisdom to actually have a decent conversation with this woman to get us any support, but we can, at the very least, buy a book. Snake Valley will not resolve. It will just sit here. It takes 2 days to resolve it once you've started it, but it will not go away. So we can just leave it there for the time being. Which means Aziz gets to go to the bathhouse. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. But if we want anything of actual usefulness, we're gonna have to spend this mystique immediately for any chance of even the lowest of information. Yes, Broccoli, this is a new run. We did not fail. We finished it. Check the VODs on YouTube for the ending of the game. But because we were able to end the game, we were then able to spend our fate points and upgrade ourselves for a new run. Instead of playing in easy mode, we are absolutely we're rocking normal mode now. So this is the way the game is meant to be played. This is my experience through the demo, but fully done. So welcome in, Broccoli. It's nice to see you. It would be nice to have Iman on our side, but like we biffed it with him last time, so this is where we're at. Last run ended with Arzu and Maggie escaping to the Uncharted Oasis. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Rukavi. So yeah, this is a new game because fate points are crazy. So we only have 2 fate points left, or we have acquired 2 fate points since we started the new game, just for having taken upgrades. But we have drastically upgraded some things. So our main character, whose current name is Majdi, instead of Arzu, since we are run number 2, has much better stats now. Look at all of his stats. Much better stats. Much, much better. If we can get Iman to not hate us someday, that would be really great. But so far, he just kind of dislikes us. Our dear wife is now a silver card with slightly better stats as well. We upgraded her. Welcome in, Mr. Scrake. Thank you for the lurk. Lovely to finally have you here. And we have also gained ourselves a handy dandy bath VIP, which means that not only do we not pay for the bathhouse anymore, which saves us some coin, but we can also send non-noble allies to the bath with this thing. They just show the pass and then they get in. So it's very nice. There is a bookstore version pass that we were not able to buy, but maybe next time. So this is what I have for the day. These are the cards that I have left. We've got a bronze extravagance to deal with at some point. And we'll probably use it to upgrade the estate, quite honestly. But day number 2, let's go. I love the music on this game. It is decadent. It really does give you the vibe. It makes this game so nice. And you can listen to it for hours because they have just enough variation in the different songs. And I'm jamming out here, guys. But we've gone to the court. The nobles are still bickering. The Sultan is now wearier just 1 step more. So he's at a fatigue of 2. We have sent someone there and have gained an omen. Finally, we can go home. Finally, we can go home. Use a higher one to upgrade the estate. You can use a gold on it. Ooh, that's a thought, Trav. That's a thought. The bathhouse. Let us see what secrets we can avail ourselves. We need to have at least 1 success to get any information at all. The more successes we get, the higher tier of information. This is the highest that we can rock with our friend Aziz here. So we got a bronze intuition. Very nice, very nice. And we have learned of a matter that needs our attention. So, yay. People are still willing to come to our estate, and our dear, wonderful wife will allow us 5 dice. If we get at least 3 successes, we earn the most amount of money, which is 5. Oof. Only 2 successes. Well, 3 money is still better than 0 money, so we will take it. Yes, Maggie, my love, we will make it through. And something noteworthy has happened. Random event. A bored noble in the city sent his 2 slaves into the desert, betting on which slave would live longer. Would it be the strong man who had lost an arm, or the weak woman? Do we bet on the male slave winning? Do we bet on the slave girl's victory? Do we stop this inhumane behavior, which is what we chose last time in our last run? Or do we force nobles to join the game to show them just how inhumane it is? Chat, dear lovely chat, if you are here to lurk, to check me out, to figure out in the world this Sultan's game is, by all means, I am lurk friendly. I love and adore you. Please, curl up, stay, do whatever it is you need to do while you're listening to me. I'm more than happy to have you here, but if you would like to influence the story at hand, feel free to let me know out of these 4 options what you would like to see. And have a discussion. Back your reasoning up. Tell me why. Why should I bet on a particular person? Why should I stop this? Why should I force the nobles in on their own cruel game? And what do you think the effects will be? Because I am asking you not because you get a choice. I, at the end of the day, have to poke the buttons anyway. But because I would love to hear from all of my dear, dear friends who are here supporting me while I play this game. Again, if you're a lurker, love. Love, love, love. If you don't intend to ever speak up, by all means. And, well, some of you know that my channel point options do exist to force things. Plague Doctor has crowned himself king of the vote, and tells me to force the nobles to join the game. Well, Plague, you have spent your well-earned channel points. I heed to your command, my liege. Here we go. Force the nobles to join the game. Ooh. Such an interesting game. Why not add another player? You forced the noble to join the desert adventure game and even generously allowed him to bring some supplies. However, even so, he was still the first to die in the game. Great to save their own lives. No noble dared to play such a cruel game again. They only whispered ill of you in court. Notoriety +1, influence -1. Well, that's a thing. The bookstore! We have gone to the bookstore, and we have bought some books. If you wonder why I am not reading all of the text, it's because I've already read all of the text. You can hear my version of reading all of this text in the VODs. But because some of these events we will do very consistently, I don't read them every time, but I do summarize the fact that we have been through them once before. We got fitness manual, which I believe will up somebody's physique. We need at least 2 successes to influence the noble currently at the bookstore. We only have a single die, so we cannot actually succeed regardless of how many successes we have. Alas, it did not work out, but we tried. Ah, dear. Reading can improve ourselves. Please develop a habit of reading, is the game's advice. Read as much as possible. And to be fair, I agree. I am considered to be a very smart cookie, and through most of my youth, I consumed books like it was my reason to be. So there may be something to that particular philosophy. Common daily activities lets you skip the summaries. Yes, I could auto them if I wanted to, but I actually kind of like the control of clicking through it. The click sound is very satisfying. And I'll learn sociability +3, so now she will be less shit at her job, which is take care of my bloody estate. Ooh, the Divine Stallion, we can get it early. And Mahir has come aboard. We happen to know who this is. Someone has come to your door, hoping to see you. Event Project Investment has appeared. The House of Delights now has Jalila, the Bronze Queen of the Whip. She costs 4 gold to go visit. Project Investment, Mahir. At banquets, Mahir is often the butt of her fellow nobles' jokes. Neurotic and naive, she has no grasp of household affairs and shuts herself away from people, obsessing over absurd and useless studies. How ludicrous. She has debased herself into a mere craftswoman. But what is left unspoken is this. It is exactly those who mock her that have carved up her inheritance to the last scrap. She is our eccentric artisan. And she wishes to build a thing. It requires wisdom and coin. You can also break an extravagance card of bronze tier or lower. How useful, just when we had one. The Divine Stallion requires wisdom and survival. Even if you fail, you can try again in a few rounds. So we have 3 days to try and figure out the Divine Stallion, and we can have up to 2 people go do that. Let's see here. Opportunities are stealth and survival, wisdom and combat for intuition, just survival and magic for omen. Okay. Fitness manual is a physique on somebody. We have a 5. Our dear wife only has a 2. Aziz has 3. Zephyr has 2. And Inal has 1. But I actually might save that particular book for a certain genius girl. Because reasons. But yes. So now when it comes to managing the estate, Anal is all we will need. She has 5 dice to roll, and we need at least 3 successes to consistently get 5 gold. So she's fabulous and fantastic and now in charge of running the house. Who's at court? Oh no. He's such a problem. Why did you have to come up today? We don't have any support high enough to cancel out his 3 opposition. We have to send someone to court just so that we only get 2 frickin' slanders. When you hit 3 slander, the Sultan goes, let's spice up the game. Here is an extra thing you must do. So we have to send someone. Why it has to be you? But unfortunately, he rolls up early for reasons. Like, you can't escape him actually showing up in early game. 8 gold if you want to break extravagance on her. Investing in Mahir might work. Yeah, absolutely. I actually intend to use Mahir to break this extravagance because that will be fine. I'm mad about this asshole, though. I'm just mad. Now, we could... Wisdom and coin. We could do this. We could do this. This is pretty good for Mahir. It does mean that our wife is out of play for a while, though. I mean, we don't have to necessarily send our wife. We could... We could just send Zephyr. Not quite as high on the wisdom front, obviously. But Aziz is no better. But with this much coin, it will definitely work out. Or we can not have our wife for a little while. Buying that poet friend for the next run would be pretty useful for this. Yeah. He's just expensive. Ad break in a minute for those that this is relevant to. FYI. I kind of love my wife too much. Zephyr, go help. Okay. We have the bathhouse and the bookstore and Snake Valley, but I would like to send 2 people to Snake Valley. I've got a couple of days for the Divine Stallion, and I would like to send 2 people to the Divine Stallion too, so these 2 things can wait. The person who would rock the bathhouse the most is our dear wife, just because she has higher stats. So Aziz can go to the bookstore, but we have no money to spend at the bookstore, and Samir cannot be actually done anything with. Well, that's a problem. Let's just reset this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It was the opportunity, right? No, it was the intuition. Yeah. There we go. Now I have enough coin for the bookstore to get the book. Yeah. Alright, that's everybody. Sorry, I just like the clinking of the coins. It soothes me. So this is what we're gonna do for today. Wish us luck. We have made sure that everybody is useful. Project investment means that Zephyr is out of our control for 4 days. Everybody else goes back to our hand after the day ends. So we still have 3 days to deal with the Divine Stallion, although it will show up again if we skip it. And Snake Valley does nothing until we actually resolve it. So here we go. Complication. Frequenting the palace is necessary. Slander grows by the Sultan's ear about your misdeeds and your disrespect because nobody in our party has 3 support. Ugh. So angry at him. If there was even one person to speak for you, it would have been difficult for such weeds to take root, but unfortunately there wasn't. That's not true. I came up to court. I came to court, like, in person. I was there to speak for myself. And this man's just hates me that much. Such a jerk. 3 fatigue on the Sultan. But we did get some tactics. Ay ay. Alright, we need to have at least 1 success to get information at all. 3 successes is way better. What we got was a silver intuition. People are still coming to the house. With 5 dice, we should make some money. Oh, that was a single dice. We will still make, I think, 1 gold. Here we go. Oh, no, we made 2. Okay. A strange merchant invites you to invest in their caravan. They plan to depart soon, traveling along the coast to transport eastern goods to the distant north. If they arrive smoothly, a hefty profit awaits. However, long-distance trade journeys are always fraught with various risks. The last time we received this event, we were so close to leaving and ending the game that we decided to express doubt. And in expressing doubt, we do not get to invest. So, we have 2 gold coins to our name. Do we invest heavily? Do we firmly refuse? Or do we express doubt again? Although this time, we probably will be able to actually benefit from this event. If it goes well. Plague, did you just get Sultan's game? Am I an influencer again? Well, goodness, thank you for supporting this game, because I love this game. I have fallen head over heels in love with this game. It is lush, it is fraught, it is so hard, and I am enjoying the hell out of it. I hope you are too. Yeah, we left the next turn. It wasn't worth it at the time. I managed to get this game when it was still on the we just put the game out sale, so if you also want to wait until it is on sale once more, feel free. It did at one point partner up for a bundle with Cultist Simulator, and if you have Cultist Simulator, it may still be bundled with it now, which is a little bit of a sale for that. So there's that. But yes, this game has only been out for roughly a month now, and they have been really on top of dealing with bugs and upping their translation game, even with taking a week off for a holiday in their neck of the woods. So the game developers are very passionate about this game, and they are doing their best to make it even better every moment of every day. So please, 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 if you can, !game in the chat from the Steam link to get it on Steam. I believe that's the only place you can get it currently. And yes, if you also already have Cultist Simulator, a little bit of a discount. Very nice, very nice. As you can see, I've already influenced people to buy this game just by me playing it, which I think is fantastic, because I hope that the game developers are very successful, wildly beyond their dreams, because I love this game. Anyway, I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna invest this time. People on the distant northern coast adore spices, ceramics, and all sorts of shiny trinkets from the mysterious East. Almost anything can fetch 10 times the price there. You believe there is indeed substantial profit in this, so you decide to invest some funds. Event Betting Funds has appeared. We will probably have a limited amount of time to throw money at this, so let's hope that we make more. So we've gone to the bookstore and gotten Starlight Apprentice. We don't have enough die to actually influence, but we still get a single success, so that's nice. Market news. Commercial Street grand opening offers diverse, excellent goods at low, low prices. Buy equipment to prepare for future challenges. Event Prepare Yourself has appeared. Whew! Too many new things. A pack of vicious dogs is hounding people. The equipment merchant has come online. Hello! Welcome in. Vitruvian Sculptor. Jeez, I can read. My apologies. Welcome in, welcome in. If you would love to say hi, feel free to do so. I would love to know what you would like me to address you as and what your pronouns are, just so that I'm respectful. But welcome to being a new friend of mine. I'm happy to have you here. And I seem to have completed a follower goal. Yes, awesome. 230. Let's see if we can push into 240, shall we? I have an unspoken, unwritten goal of 20 regular subscribers. And with 20 regular subscribers, I will start the stream Discord. Our community will have blossomed into me needing to give you guys a place to talk to me far more directly and share all the things. So until then, you only have my blue sky to yell at me at. But yes, that's the challenges on the board for those of you who would like to continue to hang out. But I am May, or Mayrin Althea Tover, if you want to understand how to say my full name. And I am a variety streamer in that I stream a variety of games with stories, one at a time. Sort of. We do a Palia Friday, but mostly this is what I'm playing right now, and when I've decided I'm done enough Sultan's game, I'll move on to something else. But thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to meet you. And yes, Plague, thank you for the 250 bits. You are definitively the top of the bits board for this week. Seriously, slow your roll, man. Don't spend all your pennies in one place. Promise. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing here. This is what's here. The best just freaking sword in the game that we can't afford. The second best of the physique attire that we also can't afford. Some freaking decent charisma accessory boots. The freaking decent winged pauldron attire. I mean, sociability in combat. How could you go wrong? And of course, the barebone basic dagger. In case you really need something to stab people with. We will be taking none of these right now, but that's what we got there. Beggar at the bookstore entrance. Hello. I know how to deal with you. Prepare yourself. And betting funds. Alright, let's zoom in and zoom out so that maybe they'll stop overlapping each other, because that is a common problem. I love that the tapestry is your map, but it is not enough room for all this shit. We do have a spare book. We have two of them. Starlit Apprentice, which is a magic book, or the fitness manual. Well. The Girl in Rags. Poverty and hunger have marred her flesh, but her innocent eyes are like two deep pools, luring fools to pour out their desires, inviting the wise to impart wisdom. Strictly speaking, she was not begging. She just looked at the book in your hand with a longing look. Well, of course, this is absurd, as it is well known that the poor are illiterate and cannot have a noble yearning for knowledge. She left as if frightened. These books might be gone for good. Hopefully, she really intends to read them, though that's unlikely. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Okay. Equip yourself or followers. Cards with equipment tag can be equipped by placing them into a character card. We just need somebody who has equipment on them. Nobody has equipment. So it doesn't resolve. Betting funds, we have 7 days to get 20 gold and a follower to send. Survival and sociability is the thing here. Okay, we'll have to work up to that. Zephyr is stuck with Mahir for 3 more days. Who's at court? Adilla's at court. She doesn't like us yet, but she's pretty awesome. So we will need to send somebody to court because we have a point of slander here and it's a problem. Mother fluxing jerk. We know who runs the estate. That's fine. The Divine Stallion requires wisdom and survival. Pack of Vicious Dogs is physique and combat. But you can also deal with conquest and extravagance here. If you use bait, extravagance is impossible. If you use gold coins, extravagance is necessary. I believe if you do not actually do this event before it expires, bad things happen. I believe that is still true. I would love for someone to try and challenge me one of these days, but I'm just too good at being irresponsible with my money. It's true, Plague. Maybe give somebody else a chance. Goodness. Boost something to boost sociability and survival. Do we have a spare book? If we are noble, we should have a nicer table for the tapestry. I don't think anything bad happens with the dogs. It repeats. I hope so. Like, I don't know. Best be good at combat because those are chompy. Arr, arr, arr. I mean, we are, but we have to go to court all the frickin' time. Aziz has no combat. Okay. Well, we need the Divine Stallion. Let's go get it. No, I think 5 and 3, it's an 8. I mean, this is technically a 10, actually. Maybe... Nah, just an 8. It should be fine. Even if you fail, you can try again. It's fine. Let's go get that stallion. Does mean we have nobody for the bath, but that's fine. Or the bookstore. Also fine. Who's in here? Lazag? I mean, we can't influence the Chamberlain anyway, but he also is not in opposition to us, so that's fine. Alright, this is where we're at. Wish us luck. Someone swore that they had seen a pure black horse in the wild east of the city. It was elegant and slender, with satin-like hair that shone like as it ran, seeming to fly with the wind despite lacking wings. Many hunters tried to track it down and tame it, but they all returned empty-handed. Following the hunter's guidance, you lay in ambush for several days and finally saw it. The pure black stallion stepped into the shallow ripples of the oasis under the enchanting moonlight, its fur shimmering as though it held a light. Seemingly catching your scent, it raised its head and looked towards your hiding spot. You almost dared not breathe as it gazed out at you from afar. We need at least 2 successes out of 9 to capture the stallion. Easy. Stallion steps gingerly, seeming hesitant. However, it soon snorts and approaches you. The shimmering light reflects in the water, creating a path of scattered brightness behind it. It lowers its head gently as it reaches you. You touch its warm forehead, feeling as though you've touched the generous gift of a deity. We have acquired the stallion, and both our dear wife and Aziz gain some survival for having captured it. To court we go. Sultan is weary. But we have gained some intuition for having been at court. People come to the house. Let's see if we make good money. Better than nothing. Here we go. The House of Delights now has Shama, the silver social butterfly. Not that we care, but she's expensive. And horse betting has become a thing. Oh, the detached rider in gold? Ugh. It requires physique and survival, which means the only person who can manage this is frickin' him. Although Aziz did get more survival recently. He's actually not bad. Horse betting will come back around. We do need the funds. Who's at court? Emaine? The theologian? The words of the divine are laws, and Emaine is their interpreter. Each morn she preaches to her flock. With each hymn and prayer, her path grows clearer, her resolve unshaken. She believes in the truth of her words. For who could be closer to the vast and awe-inspiring presence than one who lives and breathes its guidance? Which means somebody has to go to court. Somebody has to run the estate. Two more days until Zephyr is out. Where did our horse go? 4? Okay. Technically, we can put the horse on Aziz. But you have to also do this. The max bet we can place is 8 coins. Physique and survival. Omen basically is all we get. So that's a solid 10 against this rider. 10 die and 1 reroll in the hopes that we will double our coin. We might be sending him off with the caravan too, yes. We could attempt Zephyr as well, but I think it's probably Aziz that we lose for a long time. Sad. Alright, let's see if we can't make money. Our dear wife, where shall we send you? Emir, the old judge, has no opposition against us. He's fine. So the bathhouse, I believe. We must go to the bathhouse. Nope. 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 None of that helps. Alright. That's where everybody's at. Here we go. Cross your fingers. Hope that all good things happen. In the bathhouse, let us see what we can learn. A bronze. Tactics. Nice. We go now to court. The Sultan is at, I think, 5 fatigue. And we got some mystique. Good. Ah, and an event. Someone presented a popular booklet from the market which told a legendary love story between a king and a fallen princess. In the story, the princess, having lost her country, has to work as a washerwoman. She meets the handsome monarch by the river while washing clothes, and the two overcome many difficulties to find happiness. The Sultan asks what you think of this matter. Do we tell him that this is praise to the Sultan, flatter his ego? Do we tell him that this is slander against the Sultan? Why would he ever pick someone so lowly as a washerwoman, even if she was a princess, a fallen princess? Or do we say simply that this is just a women's pastime, nothing more? Yep, the Sultan wants to know what we think about bodice rippers. Not that people in this particular, not that attire in this area of the world during this fantasy version of history wears bodices necessarily, but yes. Do we praise, do we say this is praise to the Sultan? Do we say this is slander against the Sultan? Or do we go, it's just a woman's pastime? They're silly. It's praise. I still think that he likes hearing that people think he's awesome. He absolutely does have an ego. But feel free to weigh in, chat. Everyone is welcome to say what they feel like, unless, of course, you're lurking. And that's perfectly alright, too. Alright, so I have a vote for praise, I have a vote for pastime. If somebody votes slander, I'm gonna be very disappointed in chat. You are not helping me. Just because I said it, somebody's gonna say it now. I know my chat. They've done this to me before. It's a way of getting out of paying the price to vote me in as queen of the vote. Using their channel points. I don't know why you guys hoard those things. They're not very useful. They just get me rambling about stories, that's all. We like you rambling about stories? I mean, I guess. You guys are absolutely ridiculous about it, though. I'm gonna say it's praise. Flattering the Sultan always helps. And we gained money. We needed money. That actually worked out in our favor. You emphasize the description of the king character in the book. Handsome, strong, robust. Doesn't this perfectly resemble the real Sultan? All the young girls see the Sultan as their dream lover. Isn't that natural? Listening to your explanation, the Sultan smiled and never mentioned this trivial matter again. As you were leaving the palace, a merchant reeking of ink waited for you at the door. He handed you a heavy bag and thanked you profusely. We needed the money. Let's see if we can make even more. Oh, hell yeah, we make more money. Let's go. In our girl. Our girl. Send your rider and steed to compete. Place bets. If victorious, you may receive a reward. Failure means losing everything. We have 6 dice. We need 4 successes to win. Ooh, we were re-rolling that shit. And we gained our 4. We just needed to make money. We have made it. Congratulations on your victory. You have won and doubled your bet. Whew. That was absolutely necessary. So we almost have enough money for that. Other things have happened. We have 2 days before our execution, but we have 1 more day before this resolves, so it will resolve before our execution date. Do not concern yourself. The music is dramatic AF, but we are okay. We still only have 2 influence in court, 1 notoriety, because we traded influence for notoriety, and an insight. Who's at court today? Emaine again, so we do have to send someone to court. That's fine. We have someone to deal with the estate. Good, good. Sharma is actually at the bookstore. She doesn't have any opposition against us, but we could get in good with someone who works the House of Delights while Juna rocks the show. The girl in rags is bringing us back our book. We could use a bloodshed, carnality, or extravagance card on her. We could also spend 5 gold to treat her well. We don't have any cards, though. Not using a Sultan card is also an option. They explicitly tell you this just in case you're like, oh, I need a Sultan card to deal with this. But no, you can just resolve it without doing anything, actually. We still have some days before we must resolve this, so... And then we have the Haunted Mansion, which requires a Conquest, Bloodshed, or Carnality card, depending. But you need a key or passion on one of your characters to trigger the event. We've never actually done the Haunted Mansion. We've never resolved the Haunted Mansion. I don't know how to do that, so... Yeah. I'm gonna spend money on this girl. I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. Howsomever. We don't have any dog lures. I think we might just have to let this expire, unfortunately. We don't really have the capability to deal with it right now. We could go to the bathhouse, or we could resolve Snake Valley. I know for a fact that Snake Valley makes us money. I mean, like, we don't have to spend money to go to the bathhouse, but getting more information cards is just not necessarily the best play here. I actually think that we need to go make money. This is combat, which we're not really using. Intuition will up our wisdom. Mystique does not give us what we need. I was hoping for survival, but we don't have any. So we'll up the wisdom factor here for this particular event. But it does mean that it resolves in 2 days. These people are out for 2 days. I can live with that. I need to make the money. Here we go. This is where we stand. This is the play. We get Zephyr back tomorrow. The girl returning the book becomes our follower tomorrow, which will help us. These two are out for 2 days, but we will not be executed because Project Investment will resolve this extravagance card. Snake Valley probably gets you more survival skill as well. Yes, it does, which would be good for Aziz, if nothing else. And apparently for our wife. She was just who's available. Honestly. I mean, if I wanted to, I could send Inal instead and have our wife run the household. That might be better. Actually. She's not quite as good at running the household because Inal has become so integral, but we could do this instead. Slightly less physique here. But then our wife is still capable of running around doing noble things. And these two are out for 2 days. Zephyr comes back. What books do I have? Just this one, which is magic. Meh. I don't care about magic quite yet. Alright, I think this is where we stand. Wish me luck. I need it. A female artisan who calls herself an inventor came to your door, eagerly and enigmatically introducing you to her latest research project. She assured you that the development had reached its final stage, and she just needed a little more sponsorship to complete this unprecedented great invention. An instrument capable of unveiling the secrets beyond the starry sky. Moved by Mahir's words, you give her a significant sponsorship. The mysteries of the firmament, the celestial abode of the divine. You aspire, you crave, you anxiously await the day Mahir completes her work. Out of the 17 die we have, we need at least 5 to complete the research. Easy, didn't even need a single reroll. You invested a large sum in a nobody artisan. The Sultan allows you to break an extravagance card with this. However, people's mockery turned into prediction. Mahir could not overcome the technical challenges despite her best efforts. The completion of the project has been indefinitely postponed. She forces a smile, saying, I've always felt that everything is governed by an unseen force. I want to discover the laws governing that force, governing everything, but... She shakes her head, sighs, and hands you a pair of crystal glasses. They can help you see the world more clearly. I hope they would be of use to you. Hey PP, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. I hope that your own stream is doing well, and if you haven't checked out PP, I would hope that you would do so. Her stream runs longer than mine generally does, and we raid her a lot, but if you haven't started following her, you absolutely should. I'll give her a shout out. Not that I have shout outs that are worth anything, but here we are. Almost as soon as you snap the Sultan card, a voice echoes in the Lapis Palace. If not for today, I would not have known you have such wealth. Why didn't you help those suffering from disasters with some money in the past? Your political enemy, Nawful, is shaking his head, casting a sharp look around at all the courtiers and passionately criticizing the disaster in some borderland of the Empire, urging everyone to open their wallets. Yet the nobles lower their heads, avoiding throwing money away on something not their territory. Finally, Nawful kneels before the Sultan once more, spine rigid and voice clear and firm. You must not let this absurd game continue, Your Majesty. Please rescind the power you have granted Majdi. Otherwise, I have reasons to suspect he will hide under the guise of cards to gain undeserved benefits and prestige. He glances at you sideways, adding, which should be rightly yours. The Sultan seems intrigued by his words, smiling at you as if really considering asking you to present more gold. He is a Nawful person, he is. Do we say that Nawful is right? Do we agree with him? Surprising said noble by going, well, yes, that is precisely what I am doing, obviously. Or do we arrogantly say, who can stop me from entertaining you, my Sultan? Why would you believe this man's criticism against me when I am doing all of this for you? Nah, brown nosing for the win. What does the rest of chat think? Is Nawful our rival correct? Or should we just be like, but aren't I so entertaining? Are you not entertained? To quote Gladiator, of course. I have yet to see the second Gladiator movie. I don't know if it's good or not, but I've watched the first one more than once. It's a pretty good one. I have a very lurky chat today. I kind of love it, though. Who can stop me from entertaining you, my Sultan? You immediately kneel on the ground, accusing Nawful of ambitious intent. Isn't your king's small puppet show indulgence prohibited by Snatch? He's over his bounds. Who does he presume he is? Your groveling act irritates Nawful, who uses language talent insidiously, rebuking you as a jesting fool, recounting an entire life list of mockery as you agilely deflect blows, wondering why his mind recalls old slights. Such are the Sultan's proceedings daily, as nobles wage intense struggle on coin, power, and status, satisfying the Sultan's whims. Upon exit, Nawful intercepts, stating intently, "Don't assume this is over." Livid, shadow haunts, pale expression. Experience no surprise, break alone. Wow, they really need to up their translation game on this one. This is kind of a pivotal choice. But yes, we are rivals for a reason. And we have gained the Mirror of Stars. Frequent appearances in the palace are needed. The Sultan is weary. But we have benefited. People are still coming to our estate. Shall we make money today? Please. Oh, come on. Well, we still make money, but it's not a lot. Maggie, my love, you tried. She wandered near your house. God only knows how she found your house. It seems she wants to return the book. You order servants to prepare a chamber befitting her noble status, purchasing fine clothes, jewelry, and exotic spices. After a complete transformation, she emerges as a remarkably graceful, keen, and endlessly curious lady, a treasure whose value only you recognize. This brings you an unexpected delight, even providing comfort amid the Sultan's game. Yet Lumera, still unaccustomed to her noble station, soon returns to the servants' quarters with all of her books. We did gain some renown, and we got our card back, as well as Lumera as a bronze level thing from a stone level event. A bronze level card. She's so good. Our dear daughter. Another day, another card. Bronze carnality. We can deal with bronze carnality. We have survived for a full 7 days. There are 27 out of 28 cards still left. Carnality of bronze is in our hand. That is where we stand. We have a point of renown, 2 points of influence, a point of notoriety, and a point of insight. No infamy, though. Nabani is currently in court. He is a playboy. He is one of the Sultan's 4 honor guard, and he currently does not like us that much, so somebody must go to court. Not our girl. She's not technically a noble. We have risen her in the ranks, but only to the point that she is a very charismatic and wise follower. So she can now start going to the bookstore for us, thank gods. We also got Zephyr back, who's again more useful as a stealth than anything else. But once more we must go to court so that we do not earn any more slander. Fucking slander. We have 15 gold coins. And our best 2 people are out and about. This will resolve today, so we will not lose them for much longer. As for our estate, we could have both of them here and make actual money, but I need at least 1 person for the bookstore. I'm sorry, Maggie, my love. Get yourself a book. Actually, maybe I have her read instead. Maybe we skip the bookstore and fitness manual her up. She needs that point of physique. Like, desperately. You don't even know. Okay. Ugh. Sort yourself out, please. Because she only has 1 physique, and it's bad, you guys. She needs 2. She's so weak. The Mirror of Stars we can deal with later. It is a treasure. I would actually like it to be down here. I should have equipped this on Aziz before he left, but that was my bad. It's technically a treasure. I guess that's under other. Yeah. Maybe I just won't auto-equip others anywhere. Or I could have others down here, but that does mean that the VIP card ends up down here as well. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Alright. Carnality we'll deal with as and when. Juna is in the House of Delights. We need Jalila to resolve carnality on her. We could send him to the bathhouse. We still need to make 20. Actually.
What?
Maybe we'll just up this a little bit to try and see if we can't get 5 gold. Because we need 20 for this. At least 20. And then somebody that we can lose with some survival on them, I guess. And some survival information if we can get our hands on it in time. Alright, this is where we're at right now. I've sent all the people to the places to do the things. Here we go. Someone told you about a sandy valley outside the city where many snakes roam. The black market is buying their venom glands at a high price, but it's not easy to obtain them. First, you need to survive the onslaught of snake fangs. We need at least 1 success to hunt the snakes. In the desolate valley, you hear the hiss of snake tongues approaching. 3 successes. Done. Familiar with the snake's habits and experienced enough, you swiftly press down the snake's head, pin its neck, and quickly stuff it into the prepared sack. Live snakes fetch a better price. You seem to hear the sounds of coin falling into your purse. So both Aziz and Inal will get a bit of survival. We get snake venom and 5 gold coins. As you leave the valley, you notice a clump of low shrubbery. If we get 2 successes, we find healing herbs out of 10. 8. Let's go. Attracted by its feather-like small leaves and crumpled yellow flowers, you suddenly remember a healing herb that you saw in the herbal collection. Its juice is said to even neutralize viper poison. You carefully collect some for future use. An unexpected surprise indeed. Alright, back to the palace, where the nobles bicker. Ah. All the absurdity of endless debates and debacles have left the Sultan thoroughly exhausted, so he will probably relieve himself from the court for a few days. Your recent actions have not aroused any suspicion from the Sultan. As such, your influence has increased. Sending someone there has benefited us with an opportunity. People are still willing to come to our house. Let's see if we can make some decent money today. 3 is better than 2. Better than 0. Something noteworthy has happened. The Sultan is in a whimsical mood and asks you to judge the most beautiful female in his harem. Do we tell him that the most beautiful woman is the woman who has been with him the longest? Do we tell him that the most beautiful woman is the newest addition to his collection? Or do we tell him that the most beautiful woman in his harem is the next woman he finds? Not any of the ones he already has. To say that it is one of the ones that have been with him the longest, we might court the favor of one of the current members of the harem. To say it's the newest addition to his collection might court a different one's influence. But if we say it's the next woman... He did really like the third option. We have seen that option before in our previous run as Arzu. But now that we are not Arzu, and we are Majdi, which one do we pick? Chat? What do we think? Feel free to weigh in here. I would love to hear from any and all of you. Newest edition, get that gold. So this is the money option, huh? Yeah, we'll try it. The newest addition to your collection. Your answer makes the Sultan burst into laughter. He pulls the woman by his side and asks what she thought. She laughs along, saying, "Your subject is right," which makes the Sultan even happier. In the lapis lazuli palace, only his laughter echoes, and everyone bow their heads, daring not to speak. Later, the Sultan casually tosses you a gold slipper as a reward for your clever answer. Hell yeah, we making the money today. Reading can improve you. Guess who got improvements? Good for her. But she is thoughtful about it. She does love a good book. Okay. We have cleared up some of the board. We have the Headless Dragon and the Palace Gate donation. And we have recovered some of our people so that we have more hands to do all the things with. This still has 3 days before we must send somebody. We have this 6 carnality and 6 more days to deal with it. Okay. This is where we can upgrade, if we had 3 of anything, which we do not, a card. We don't have any of the other options that would fill this, so this is just going to resolve and do nothing. We have 26 gold coins, which means we will not be broke should we send betting funds off into the world. Nawful initiated a fundraiser at the palace gates for the displaced people and for war-torn lands. You can decide to donate or not. This will resolve regardless in 2 days. Well, you're back to dealing with our estate. Our dear wife can return to this. I can actually equip you to Aziz, which helps you out a lot, actually. Cannot equip him, that horse, on anyone else. Just Aziz. Which is fine. Throw some more mystique on her for a better chance of a better thing. This means that Aziz can resolve this immediately. Equip yourself or your followers. Equipment is divided into 4 categories: weapon, accessory, attire, and animal. Each character is generally allowed to equip 1 item of each type. You can check the equipment types available to the current character in the card details. Stats from equipment cards will affect the equivalent of the character card. You can only equip cards for yourself or your followers. You can equip, view, and remove equipment in the character details, and we get a bronze opportunity just for completing that tutorial. Fantastic. Please sort that. Good. Beautiful. So that clears that thing up. What they don't tell you is that you can also equip a temporary follower to a character eventually, but not in the same way. We still have 3 people to send places. Okay. So he has 5 survival, 5 physique. Part of that survival and physique is coming from this stallion. We will not be able to do horse betting if we send them away, but this might be the best chance to do this and actually receive, like, the most benefit. Sociability is low. I don't have any sociability cards, unfortunately. I only have survival here. So this is the best that we can do, is high survival, low sociability. It will leave after 7 rounds, and it will take 7 rounds for it to resolve. So Aziz is out of bounds, as is our stallion, for the next 7 days. But if this goes well, if we make the checks, and we have 2 rerolls in the process to do that, we will be getting a lot of money back. Send more cash if you can afford to. I can only send 20. So betting funds is done. Which means I do have money to spend here. We'll donate. We're not monsters. And we do have enough money to spend here. And we have Zaki again. I would actually like to influence Zaki and get a book. So that would be great. Lumera doesn't really have the stats. Well, wisdom and charisma, wisdom and sociability. So she doesn't have any sociability, but she has wisdom to maybe influence him. No, she would need 2 to 3. Yeah, it's just better to send ourselves, and we don't have to be at court right now, so we'll do that. We still have Lumera and Zephyr to do something with, and not really any place to send them, because I'm not sending them here. First of all, I have to attend this appointment in person. Second of all, I don't really want to use a bronze carnality card on Lumera. That just sounds like a bad idea. I could buy a dagger, though. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about the dagger. I could give her magic. It will lower her charisma. She's a charisma of 2 and a physique of 2. She would get a point of magic for a 1 charisma. Yikes. Let's be nicer to Nawful, and maybe you can get him to be friendlier. He didn't seem to like us for some reason last game. Yeah, he kind of was not nice to us last game. We had to, like, literally run away to get rid of him. Alright. Well, she's gonna read. It requires at least one magic, except that she ignores any prereqs because she's a genius. So she does not need a magic to be able to read this book. She's just gonna get magic. Zephyr, you've got nothing else to do because I only have one slot and you're not noble enough to sit in this other person's slot. That's it. That's all we can do. Everybody's done everything. You get to chill, Zephyr. You just spent 4 days resolving an extravagance card. Suppose we could do this. It requires 5 gold. And it also can break an extravagance card. But it's just gonna go away unresolved because I don't have either of those things. Alright. Here we go. No, it really did not help. I mean, he's into men, but he's not into us. So now we are rivals in a different way this time. We'll see if his want to change the regime shows up again. All right, we're in the bathhouse. Let's see what we get. Silver something. Silver omen. Nice. People come to the estate. Let's make money. Oh, we made good money. Let's go. This is why we leave her in charge. Going to the bookstore. We got Book of the Wilds. Let's see if we can influence Zeki. Oh yes, we influence. Taste and wisdom, morality and ability have nothing to do with each other, but most people rely on taste to choose their friends. Zeki now has a point of support for us. They discussed some topics from the book, but you gained real-world information from it. And we got some mystique on the side. Also something noteworthy. In the city, a noble's mansion suddenly caught fire. The lady of the house cried out that her pet cat was still inside, but people were holding her back, saying it's not worth risking her life for a cat. Do we bravely save the cat, loot in the flames, or call to put out the fire in hopes that the cat survives long enough to be fetched out of its ashes? What do we do, chat? How do we resolve this event? Save the kitty! Rukavi knows my own heart well. I am a cat girl. I don't currently own a cat, but I have had many cats in my life, and I have loved them all. Oh, come on. Of course we save the cat. Okay. Twist my arm, you guys. It's so hard. Ad break incoming in about 45 seconds or so for those that it's relevant to. She cried so heartbreakingly, you know that the cat is not just an ordinary pet to her. Without much hesitation, you stepped forward and rushed into the flames. Soon you heard the cat's meow, and through the thick smoke, you grabbed the weak little creature and miraculously escaped the sea of fire. The lady tearfully thanked you repeatedly and said she would give you everything she had left to repay you. You gained +1 influence. We're back to that 3. And we gained a huge gemstone necklace on top of it. Dang. Look at that thing. Silver gemstone necklace. Nawful initiated a fundraiser at the palace gates for the displaced people and for the war-torn lands. As you pass by, you casually toss a few coins in, giving him a challenging look. Now surely Nawful has nothing to say. He has no courage to throw the money back at you. Although Nawful doesn't believe in your kindness, the money has indeed helped many people. With a cold face, he expresses what seems to be a rather insincere thanks to you, and we gain 1 renown for our charity. The Sultan is like the sun, projecting vast, distorted shadows named power when away from the court. Sultan is still not seen today. Reading can improve ourselves, so we learn some forbidden knowledge. Magic, except charisma goes down. Unfortunate. Lumera is thoughtful. We also gained the Book of the Wild. You heard there was a disturbance outside the city. Maybe you should go see what is happening. Riots outside the city has happened. Vizier Abdul sends a servant to summon you for a chat at his residence. Event audience with the Vizier has appeared. Message. Recently has been heard 2 nobles angered the Sultan and were imprisoned. Event. The prison has appeared. We have 2 renown, 4 influence, 1 notoriety, and some insight to boot. And all of this, and a sewer crocodile to find. Goodness. Look at all this crap. We did get the Book of the Wild, which is a survival book. It doesn't require any wisdom stat to read it, so anyone can benefit from it. We have a fairly reasonable survival. We could up. Our dear wife has earned a bit of survival from hunting snakes. Our genius girl has none. Zephyr only has stealth, and Inal has 2 survival from hunting snake. No. Yes. Our wife got survival from getting the horse. Inal is the one who upped her survival with hunting snakes. That's how that's working. So we have a +3 to that. And of course, Aziz is away. A bit of his survival is from the horse that we lent him to go traveling across lands. Woo! So, there's that. The audience with the Vizier, we have to go in person. We have 5 days to show up, but we have to go to person. To visit the prison, we must spend 2 gold to bribe the guards. I'm gonna do it. I have the money, might as well. Visit the prison. You have persuaded the guards, allowing you free access to this cell for foreseeable future. So now we can always go to the prison. Quayus and Jarwad are here. We can start their particular quest lines if we would like to. As for the Headless Dragon, we don't have any intelligence to make higher level. We know who's going here. She's our gal. We have to handle the riots outside the city, but this is our way into Fatuna's life. We have 3 days to deal with this, and I think bad things happen if we don't. We can use a conquest card of bronze tier or lower. We can resolve one there. We have this carnality card that we could resolve in the Haunted Mansion if we were willing to be carnal with Lumera, but she doesn't have a mark of passion to trigger the event, so that is not working. The sewer crocodile is something that we can get. I think we need to send our dear wife to the bathhouse. Ooh. Before we do so, though, let us put this beautiful necklace on her so that her charisma is off the charts. God, we love our wife. She's amazing and wonderful and gorgeous, and now she's got a 6 charisma. Let's go catch some interesting news. I can sit on this for a hot second. I don't want to deal with him yet. Let's actually do something about this. He doesn't have any combat, but it's okay. Let's get some tactics in there. Yeah. That necklace will probably be useful for the event later on where she needs to have some jewelry. Yeah, where we have to gift her something. Definitely, but for now, she'll wear it. So that, as much as I would love to do a conquest card, I have this problematic carnality card, and I'm just waiting for Jalila to show up here, essentially. I still got time. He does not, like, the Sultan's Vizier does not, like, there's no opposition against us. But we are now a major player of court, so he is going to use that for his full, to the full extent that he can, because honestly, that's how he has survived as Vizier. So I don't blame him. He's very good at what he does. He's just kind of a jerk. Lumera, go to the bookstore, get yourself a book. You only have the 2 wisdom. You don't have the sociability to shift Emaine into liking us more, but you could certainly try. Get yourself a book, my girl. We adore your book consuming ways. All right, here we go. Let us end the day and see what happens. News in the bathhouse. Things are happening. We need at least 1 success to get information. The higher the successes, the better the information we get. A 4 is not bad. That gets us a silver tactics. Very nice. We also learn about an event that needs attention. People come to the house. Let's see if we make money. Oh, we make money. Excellent. The Sultan is not seen today. Ah. You come across a rumor that there are riots outside the city. A noble lady is caught by vagrants. You try to stop the attackers, but it is clear that they are no ordinary vagabonds. Though their clothes are worn and their faces are covered with dirt, you note how well built they are. They have even trimmed their beards. You prepare yourself for a tough fight. We brought 14 dice. We need 3 successes. I think the odds are against them, honestly. Their force is nothing compared to yours. You easily drive them away. A hand lifts the carriage curtain, revealing a pale face. The lady does not look as frightened as you imagined. Clutching her sleeves tightly, she gives you a gentle nod in gratitude. I am Fatuna, she says. She studies you for a moment, then recognition flickers in her gaze. The one who plays the Sultan's game. Her speech is measured, thoughtful. She knows where the villains have fled. They have taken over a noble estate. If you remove this thorn from her side, she will pay you handsomely. Besides, is this not a fine opportunity to rid yourself of a Sultan's card? You nod in agreement. Clearly helping a helpless lady may yield far more than coin. And we made money. Alright, we went to the bookstore and we bought ourselves The Song and Silence. Let us see if we can get the 2 successes we need. Oh, our girl, she never lets us down. Ooh, and something noteworthy happened. Oh boy. Someone accuses their neighbor of smashing a sacred stone they carry, a relic housing their family's god. The neighbor fires back, furious, calling it a sham. Anyone can see that it's just a common cracked rock. Do we agree with the neighbor that it is a sham? Do we agree with the carrier of the sacred stone saying it is a fair claim? Do we ask to see the stone as we did in our first playthrough? Or do we say, how dare you worship foreign gods openly? Are we a pious follower of the righteous path? Did it, Trav? Did it go badly for us? I believe it garnered us some insight the last time we picked Let Me See This Stone. I didn't say that it was good for us that we gained the insight, but we did gain it. So, chat, how do we play it? Is it a sham? Is it a fair claim? Do we see the stone? Do we ask how dare? We did go a little murderous, yes. How dare you? Not because we're pious, but because we could use the victim. Ooh, Rukavi, you've got a point. You've even convinced Trav that this is a vile heresy. Alright. How dare you worship foreign gods openly? How dare you? Only the righteous path. You denounce the youth as a heretic and order him seized, awaiting a sacred trial. Or so you say. Who cares how you deal with this captive later? We have gained a captured heretic. That was very noteworthy. Alright. Oh my. The vizier sent a beautiful gift, and his servant, dressed in luxurious livery, knelt and conveyed his message. What harm is there in spending a bit of money to make yourself happy? I truly don't understand why Nawful targets you everywhere. Clearly you are the most capable person in the court. See how much you've done for me? And he just gives us money. I needed money, and it has been given. Trail of the Wolf King. Raiders' hideout. Well, well, well. And a captured heretic. He's a prisoner. He can't actually go places and do things for us. Or can he? Anyways, we've captured him, regardless. Alright. This is where we stand. Oh boy. House of Delights now has Jalila. We can resolve this carnality card before execution day. Yay. Raiders' hideout is helping Fatuna. We're gonna need some combat and some physique to do it. We can break a conquest card of silver tier or lower through this. But we have 7 days to deal with that. We don't have any way of upgrading anything here, so this is just gonna resolve. We know who to send here to make money. Our dear wife in the bathhouse is a powerful thing. God, she's so good. We love her. We worship her. These 3 things will not be a problem. We can ignore this one for a hot second. And we picked up the song and silence. You need at least 3 wisdom to read it. It gives stealth. Zephyr does not have the wisdom to read it, but he is our stealth man. Or we could make Lumera the stealth girl. Or we could just send her for more books, which is kind of what I want to do. Samir is there. Court physician. We could send ourselves for more books. We could also go after this frickin' sewer crocodile, or the Trail of the Wolf King. Though that one's a little more complicated. Zephyr doesn't have any survival yet. Go fetch yourself a book, please. I don't want her reading any of the books we have. I would like to build up other stats for her first, and yeah. But this does mean that we have enough money that we could buy some stuff in here as well. Charisma boots. This could be really great, actually. I do love this item. I would pass on this, but the chainmail is handy. Our wife is already wearing a charisma accessory, and this does not require charisma but sociability and wisdom, so purchase successful. So actually, what I want to do is set this on her. Not for the combat. Could care less about that. But for the sociability, to convince people to stop hating us so much. I'm gonna send her to the bookstore and make her useful. Hey! Nicoslag, you just joined, first time in chat. You have a question. Please ask. Also, I'm sure I've mangled your name. Please tell me how you want me to call you, if it's how you should say the name or your nickname. And also, let me know your pronouns so that I can not mistake you for a gender that you aren't. I would appreciate that. Tiny girl, giant pauldrons. Yes, absolutely, Rukafi. It is an aesthetic that we love, would love. Maybe investigate the haunted house with your daughter. I have to resolve this carnality card. I don't really want to resolve it on her. That just seems like a bad idea. Plus, you need, like, a mark of passion, and I don't have that. I mean, we could check it out, but right now, I need books. We've got some time on that stupid house. Just Nicholas? So he, him? Alright, Nicholas. Or if you would prefer Nikolai, but that would make you the second Nikolai in my chat. But welcome in, Nicholas. Please ask your question. Pretty please. You know, I don't want any backseat driving on the game unless I ask for it first, but you are welcome to ask questions, and I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, no, it would not resolve well. I'm not set up for it. The house will sit there. It sat there all last run. This is technically our second run, so early game second run, but still second run. So I'm just gonna do that for her. Which means I could pursue the sewer crocodile, or I could have both of these guys pursue the wolf king. Which becomes an event I have to deal with. Audience with the vizier actually might help me resolve this carnality. I actually think I'm just gonna send him there, and Zephyr can sit and do nothing useful, because he's definitely not statted for the sewer crocodile. That thing will eat him alive. I'm not stupid enough to throw away a useful person. I mean, his stats are low right now, but he can be made better. We can remake him. We can rebuild him. It's fine. This is what we have. We also have this captured heretic, so when we want to start dealing with that. Oh. We do have the Mirror of Stars. And I think I now have... Yeah, I have enough money to actually make it useful. Do I want to save this for an extravagance card, though, is the thing. I kind of do. Alright, well, that will just resolve and do nothing. I didn't have to do that. It's fine. I could, like, throw him in, methinks, and see what happens. Let's find out. What do you do? Rather than handing him over the priests of the purest order, you could handle him yourself. We could just kill him. Pretty sure that's what that means. Yep. Carnality or bloodshed of a corresponding tier. Actually, we could just use him right now. Oh. Maybe we don't talk to the vizier after all. Maybe we go deal with that asshole. I remember in the first playthrough in YouTube when you got Lumera, an event popped up that said maybe you make her your legit daughter, like a noble maybe. I was wondering if that popped up in this playthrough. Yes, it did. So if I go click on her, what that event does is if you spend 5 gold on her, you technically adopt her. And although she is the daughter of a noble, she does not get the noble tag, which is unfortunate. But You have technically, like, I have both in last run and this run spent the gold to say, yes, you are mine. It does mean that she is a bronze tier card with better stats. So the 5 gold that you spend is useful in that she is a bronze tier rather than a stone tier card, that she has higher stats when you get her rather than less stats. I think she gets like a single point of physique and a single point of wisdom and a single point of charisma as a stone tier card, and she gets 1 physique, 1 charisma, 2 wisdom, and 1 and we've added everything else as a bronze tier card. So yeah, she's spending the money is actually in the long run better for Lumera. Just FYI. So yes, we've done that twice because it's better as a follower, even though she does not get the noble tag, which is, I feel, a missed opportunity. Well, we could, but do we really have the $6 million available? Reference to an old TV show, The $6 Million Man. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was. Better, stronger, faster. Absolutely. $6 Million Man. That is a classic right there. No, you cannot make her silver like your character. I mean, there are plenty of noble tagged characters that are of bronze tier. So it's not like it's unprecedented to have a bronze tier noble. It's just she doesn't get the noble tag for you spending $5 for 5 gold on her. I think you can upgrade her to silver through an event that I've not found. Pretty sure that's possible. I just don't know the quest line personally. But it's too early for that, yeah. True, true, like your wife, even though she is gold quality. Well, we upgraded our wife to silver, thank you very much, through fate points. We have not upgraded her yet to gold. We're still acquiring more fate points to do that. So she is now on our level, not above our level, but she is a goddess regardless. We love our wife. We worship the world she walks on. You know what? Screw you, Vizier. We'll come back to you later. I want this carnality card gone. We are going to use you. It's going to be glorious. Holy shit, it takes 3 days? Fuck. Maybe no. Maybe that's a bad idea. Oops, let's not do that. That's a bad idea. We'll just go talk to the Vizier. I don't have enough days. He's just gonna come back to my hand. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've heard that upgrading Maggie in-game is possible by gifting her high tier jewelry as appeasement. Arzu is really taking his time to enjoy himself there. Yeah, I know. We can resolve this carnality card in a single turn with Jalila if we want to. I mean, she costs some money, but that's fine. She's there. Maybe we just go do that. Let's just deal with this instead. Charisma and physique. We can only really, like, add charisma. Do we have a different charisma card in here? Yes, Mystique is in here. That's much better. That's much better. Much better. Zephyr, you still have nothing to do. Poor man. Alright. Final decisions. Let's go. I can. I'm not going to. News at the bathhouse. Let's see what we get. A 3, so a silver level something. Intuition. Alright. Cool. Making money at the estate. 5 gold. Let's go. Sultan was still not seen. Whoa, slow down. The city's brothel is said to have a history older than the city's walls and palace. Regardless, it's a good place to take a break. It's a good place to break the Sultan's cards, because no matter how beautiful and praised they are just playthings indulged for money. Throughout the process, she seems a bit absent-minded. The noble Lady Jalila turns out to be just a bronze card, not silver nor gold, leaving her lost and denying you the pleasures of legends. However, afterwards she becomes a cheerful conversationalist, sharing tales of hidden quirks, stories of ladies striving to become upper level, and various beauty preservation secrets. Of course, when you politely decline to be a supplier for her nectar of youth, along with the matters of card tier, it pricks at her self-esteem, thus ending your leisure time together. She wants to be silver or gold. She is only bronze. This is just a transaction, but it might spark passion. Oh, we sparked it all right. Ms. Jalila is a mask, an imagined being woven by men's desires and women's skills. Amidst the tumult of passion, you seem to see the visage beneath the mask, but she called it another better mask. Now she's kind of, sort of in love with us. Alright, to the bookstore. We get Treasure Raiders. Well, that, I'm pretty sure if my recollection recalls, gives us a adventure to get into. Let's see if out of 4 die we can influence. Nice. They discuss some tactics. We gain some tactics. And something noteworthy happened. Yes, in the demo version of the game before it went live, if you went to the brothel even once, your wife was upset and distraught that you would cheat on her. But I think that has been revised since then, because nobility going to the brothel house or taking on consorts was not, generally speaking, a cheating offense in the culture that this is inspired by. So it seems a little silly that you would go to the brothel for many reasons, but we are, like, forced to go to the brothel house. We have to resolve these carnality cards, and only a few of them will work on our wife. So, like, something has to give. Why she should be utterly distraught about it makes no sense, especially since in her own description, your marriage was one politically arranged. It is not a marriage of love or passion at all, unless you spark it with her, so. Yeah, so it's not like we're going to the brothel house for no reason here. Yeah, babe, I'm sorry, I've got to break these magic cards. And she goes, I know. It's like, what can you do? All right. A colleague from court came to your house for a feast, probably having drunk too much. He drunkenly vented his grievances to you and began to recklessly complain about the Sultan. Do we pretend nothing happened? Because it happened in the sanctity of our home. Yes, it was at a feast, but depending on who was there, maybe his drunken ramblings will amount to nothing. Do we criticize the Sultan's crimes together, because we are no happier about what is going on with our lives than he is, really? Do we distance ourselves from this colleague now that we know his thoughts and his true thoughts and feelings? We just go, nope, 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 need to stay in the Sultan's favor, cannot deal with that. Or do we report him directly to the Sultan and make his day even worse? What do we think, chat? Pretend, criticize, distance, or report. You tell me, and I will poke appropriate buttons, assuming I agree with you at all. He could report that he sounded us out and that we hadn't defended the Sultan. Bad for us. Let's report him. Okay, we report him to the Sultan then. Wish us luck, chat. Hopefully this makes the Sultan happy. My god, how dare he betray his monarch, his master? This is truly intolerable. The next day in court, you publicly announce his crimes. He collapses to the ground, trembling, defending himself by claiming he was drunk, swearing up and down that he dared not harbor disloyalty. The Sultan is in good spirits on this day, and so instead of the gallows, his neck enters the pillory. Maybe you can even visit him. Well, more people are in the prison. Yay for that. We were not able to influence the noble who was there. Oh boy. Oh boy. You spot Nothal at the angler's bookstore, his head buried in an ancient book. You haven't decided whether to mock him or ignore him when he spots you and leaves as if brushing off dirt, leaving behind a book he was perusing. You vow you have no interest in what he reads, but inadvertently glimpse the cover's title, The False Freedom. Do we go, what's this? What's this? There's music in the air. What's this? What's this? There's laughter everywhere. Or do we go, his taste is very odd. In ancient Greek society, there were these heterae, which were courtestants, basically. But contrary to wives, they were invited to the symposiums to provide enjoyment to the men through songs, dances, but also simulating conversation. And they were oftentimes highly educated for that reason. So going to a brothel just to converse isn't that far-fetched as a concept. Oh no, Nicholas, it has happened in many a different culture. From brothel whores to courtesans of Italian lore. A learned woman using wit and wiles is absolutely the oldest profession in the world. So I have nothing but respect for our fantasy brothel women here. Check it out. It could help us deal with him if we knew what he was reading up on. All right, all right. What is this? What is this book? Has anyone noticed how many of the people in the pictures have really, really long necks? It's just the style of the art, I think. Long necks used to be a mark of beauty, actually. Having a very pronounced Adam's apple as a man was considered to be manly and handsome and a mark of divine, divine blessings and beauty. And it is equally in history been a mark of being too manly, too barbaric as well. So, your mileage may vary depending on where and when you are in the world. We gained a note in the book. This title piqued your interest. As you skimmed through a few pages, you found it to be just a collection of commonplace political allegories, describing various ugly behaviors under a tyrant's rule. Filled with cliched viewpoints, nothing noteworthy. However, wait. You suddenly notice a note tucked within one of the pages. You discreetly slipped it into your pocket, intending to examine it at home. Someone has come to your door, hoping to see you. Event Project Investment 2 has appeared. We have another card to pick. Here is where everything could turn horrific. What do we get? Silver Conquest? Oh, my heart. Well. This could get spicy. Do I think that we are in a place to do Silver Conquest? Maybe. Maybe. We're dealing with the bronze cards has not been all that difficult even on normal, so perhaps we should be okay. This is where we stand. We have gotten through 2 of 28. We have survived for 11 days in total. And we have a silver conquest card to deal with. Would we prefer a lower tier? Yes. Are we likely to roll up a lower tier? It's more weighted to lower tiers than higher tiers. Certainly. Let's see if we can't handle this conquest card, though. We can always turn it in later. Project Investment 2 is online. Equipment Merchant has updated what he's got. The famous Hamar brothers have come back, as well as the Pack of Vicious Dogs. We must do the audience with the Vizier. The Raiders' hideout is something we must also look into at some point as well. The prison now has an outspoken prisoner from our colleague that we could buy out entirely if we wanted. The Sultan is still not in court, but we have 3 tactics to upgrade into bronze, so we're going to. And betting funds is 4 days from resolving, where we will get our dear Aziz and the horse back as well. Whew! Lots of stuff has happened. But I think this is where I must wrap up for today with all of this. So let us get in a very cheeky save. That is our first stream, so this is gonna be second stream. I should say not second stream, but second run save. Bam. Done. Second run save. Cheeky save has happened. We are good to go. Save and exit to the main menu. Fate's ledger shows that we have 2 fate points. We cannot do anything with them. This is all grayed out and locked because we are in a run. So this is where we stand today. So thank you guys for joining me. My name is Mayrin Althea Tover, and I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Please feel free to call me May, because it's easier to say. And also, to let yourselves know when I go live, either follow and put on notifications here or over on Blue Sky. Either or both will get you a, hey, I've gone live. My message over on Blue Sky is, generally speaking, much more fun a message than the one of my go live through Twitch. Either way, you're golden. And over on Blue Sky, we can talk about the game and how the run is going. So if you want to get in on the conversation, or at the very least poke me and remind me that I haven't posted anything in days and days, except for go live messages, please do so. Come join me. I'm bad at social media. I need to get better. Help. Pretty please. If you have missed the first run or any of today's restart, the second run, YouTube is the place for the VODs. Sure, you can watch the immediate VODs of the last 7 days on Twitch, but it might be easier to go to YouTube, throw on the playlist, let it run while you're cooking or cleaning or working or traveling from one place to another, or just need something to wind down your day and have a comfort voice to enjoy. Feel free. I know that I prompt chat a lot. I know that that sometimes catches attention, but I've heard that my voice is soothing regardless. So if any of that would be helpful to you, YouTube is a place to go, and I don't make any money over there. So regardless of whether you subscribe and ring the bell to let yourself know when the VODs go live, it's there for me to give back to you because I love you guys. So anything I've streamed, you find it there. You want to see what kind of games I'm into, you find it there. It's all there for you. Last but not least, I raid my friends because they're wonderful and lovely, and we're all in this Twitch community together. Feel free to copy pasta this raid message. It's bare bones basic. If you want to spice it up with love heart or raid emojis from other people you follow, do so. I love to support. I am a supportive girly, so do that. But we are going to go raid a friend. And if I don't have a friend to raid, I go make new ones. You know what? You know what? Psycho Phoenix, aka PP, is playing Phasmophobia over on her channel. She's been streaming and lurking in my chat. Like, this British lady of sass and spice and awesomeness is supporting me even as I raid her to support her back. So please, 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 if you don't follow her, go do so. And we're gonna go raid her because she's wonderful. Give her all my love. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more Sultan's game. Until then, Take care, you guys, and we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye. See you tomorrow.